What's up? It's Esaia Mystic, and I'm back with another message to help you free your heart and soul. Today we're going to be talking about the truth about toxic masculinity, and I'm going to be giving you guys an astrological perspective on this subject. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I release a new video. Without further ado, let's hop right into this video. Toxic masculinity, where does it come from? Energetically, where does it come from? Because we know we see things going on in our reality, things come up and we label it toxic masculinity. But what I want to do is really get at the root, because if we continue to band-aid, use this band-aid kind of approach to toxicity in the genders, we're never going to really understand what it is that's actually going on an individual level and on a collective level. So what is toxic masculinity energetically? And energetically, toxic masculinity comes from the planet Mars. And Mars being the sole planet that's used to identify masculinity, right? It's the symbol that's used to identify men in the Western world. And, you know, this ideal that most of us have that men come from Mars, women come from Venus. It's definitely a powerful way to connect with the energies of those planets as far as our masculinity and femininity and genders play into it. It's important to understand that those cannot be the sole energies that influence feminine energy and masculine energy. And when we use these two planets to identify with feminine energy or masculine energy, right? Venus being feminine energy, Mars being masculine energy, it ends up creating this energetic imbalance. And it seeps into the collective consciousness that this is what it means to be a woman, right? It is this Venusian kind of energy that's very loving, compromising, very meek, over-identifying with other people and the opposite sex, looking for validation, looking for worthiness outside of them. And this can create a distortion in feminine energy that causes feminine energy to not feel secure, not feel whole within themselves. And so there's a flip side to this, whereas the Mars energy, when this is the sole energy being used to identify masculine energy, it ends up making masculine energy very result oriented, very tunnel vision, at the detriment of the process, at the detriment of the feminine energy that comes before all of those things. So the distortion of Mars energy looks like being overly controlling, bullying to get what you want out of something or someone, force, impatience, power plays. This is all kind of a distortion of Mars energy. And then, even on the flip side, there can be a lot of, having a fear of taking action, or a fear of being assertive. Mars is not only the planet that rules masculinity, but it is also the planet of war and the origin of what I like to call celestial outcasts that came into this realm. So celestial outcasts are beings that came here with the distorted energy of war, genocide, murder, and rape. Who are the celestial outcasts? They are the beings that have very, very little resonance here with the natural frequency of the earth, which is the frequency of love. So basically, things like bestiality, pedophilia, homosexuality are all byproducts of those who are celestial outcasts or those who have been encoded with their DNA or influenced by the tampering of energy fields that they've done while they've been here. These are the same beings that are responsible for all colonialization and patriarchal systems. This same distorted influence of Mars energy became the stamp for masculinity, just as prostitution and overindulging in pleasure and compromising behavior became the stamp for feminine energy. The toxic masculinity we're experiencing today is from both the Mars energetic distortion and the energetic distortion of Venus, and the masculine and feminine energy dynamics between those two energies coming from those two planets. So for it to basically become aligned again, all of the masculine planets must be respected, as well as the feminine planets be respected and integrated into what we understand as masculinity and feminine energy. From this energetic influence of Mars, a lot of men have been conditioned from birth and programmed to have subconscious beliefs about feminine energy, about women and themselves in general, that is not in resonance with the natural frequency of the earth, which, as I said earlier, is love. And to be in complete alignment with Mars energy is to understand that anything that you ever need to have any complete control or power over is yourself. Nobody outside of you, nothing outside of you should have or be something you are trying to manipulate or control or have power over. This is where the distorted mindset that really just like births toxic masculinity that we see today is where men lose sight of understanding the fact that the power comes from self, the authority comes from self, and mastery over self. So being that in that warrior archetypal energy, the distorted energy of the warrior would be the abuser, the one that takes and tramples over the people that he actually quote unquote loves. And really this is just all symbolically tying back to the warrior who Mars represents. This is what this energy is symbolically pointing to. It's pointing to the truth that men today are being taken out of their warrior energy and into these energetic blueprints that are not a warrior, but it is a predator. It is a straight up predator that takes from women, abuses women, and takes from children and abuses children, and has absolutely no sense of honor. Everything is about self. So they're very selfish also. Everything is about self. What does it have to do with me and mines? If it doesn't have anything to do with me and mines, then I'm not worried about it, or it doesn't have anything to do with me. And this isn't the aligned energy of Mars. Mars is the warrior. Mars is the honorable warrior. This is the this is the knight. This is the knight in shining armor. This is the energy that has a sense of righteousness that is aligned with the heart center, because we've also come to identify righteousness with something that is not heart centered, right? It's something that takes us away from the heart. It takes us away from love. When righteousness uplifts love, righteousness is the pillar to love. You cannot have love without righteousness. So this is basically the energy that Venus and Mars play together. This is like their dance that they have together between righteousness and love. And when Mars, and you come into your aligned warrior energy, when you align your masculinity with Mars energy, and also all of the other masculine planets like the Sun, Saturn, and Jupiter, you get a fully integrated and complete masculine archetype, a masculine force, a masculine being. And this is ultimately what heals up that toxic masculinity. This is ultimately what brings masculinity back into the remembrance of the true self, right? The true and highest self. Because the whole point really of me bringing astrology into this is to understand that these are the initiations, these are the energetic levels into coming fully into your highest self. Not so you can stay trapped into this low frequency being that doesn't know anything, that doesn't understand anything, and is a victim to its circumstances. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe. And also, if you're interested in purchasing my gold zodiac necklaces at my online spiritual wellness store, hit the link in the description box to get yours. And to all the ladies that have watched this video, if you're interested in getting a free lightning self-love coaching call from yours truly, that is also available, but for a limited time only. So go to the links in the description, book your slot, book your time slot, send me a message on Instagram, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.